How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So it's been about a week now since I actually drew out this path. So 7 days, consecutive days of following this exactly. I only came to this conclusion thanks to the Fibonacci tool. So if you wanted to learn more about that, wait until the end. I've actually got 30% discount on education. But it told me the exact pivot point, and Bitcoin listened to the Fibonacci levels, reversing exactly from that location, recovering the lost support. This was the range low. So we want to see at all costs this never getting lost for bullish continuation. If you want to see new all-time highs and if you want your altcoins to recover, you really don't want to see this low loss. But thanks to the Fibonacci tool, even though a lower low was put in, I knew it was going to reverse from there. However, what I don't truly know is if it will follow this path exactly, because there's always fake outs. Just like the loss of this 100 moving average here, it swiftly got back above, and once again to the right a little bit, it went under and swiftly came back above. So this scenario here, we came back above, but it's not necessarily going to confirm it as support, my apologies. It could have easily just continued lower. Nice to know that it is a true recovery, and this changes things up because it allows altcoins to relief rally. That is why you saw a coin like Hyperliquid pumping 10% yesterday, and you're starting to see some coins today pumping, such as XRP up 4%, SUI 3%, HBAR 3%, and this is thanks to Bitcoin confirming the 107k area back into support. This in the immediate short term suggests invalidation or further downside. We're now looking for Bitcoin to continue rallying. And with Bitcoin continuing that today, that is why you're seeing altcoins continuing their journey back to the range high. So all the altcoins are going through somewhat of a situation like this. They need to break their highs. And it's the same thing here for Bitcoin. And this is truly going to control the entire market. So Bitcoin bouncing from this support, that is why you're seeing altcoins rallying. But if Bitcoin finds resistance here or within this entire area, and fails to recover my red box, then of course you'll see the alt relief rally brought to a halt and dump continuation. How does Bitcoin and altcoins avoid a situation where there's a further dump and potentially for altcoins to new lows? The only way that I envision this happening is with a swift recovery of the bearish crosses that are formed. So we want to invalidate these bearish signals. It's only going to happen by closing back above and confirming the moving averages back up into support. If I were to remove these drawings quickly, this would show, looking at this short-term moving average and this long-term moving average, they got very close to bearish crossing. But you can now see the very short-term moving average is actually turning around, pointing in the upward direction. This is incredible. This is a bullish signal, guys, even with all these bearish crosses. And the reason it's a bullish signal is because this is called an EMA repel, a failed bearish cross. And if it's not confirming that it's bearish, what it's going to do is going to go the only other direction, which is up. And that's why we're starting to see, thanks to this bullish recovery here on Bitcoin and confirmation that it is truly support, you'll now start to see the short-term moving averages facing back to the upward direction and looking to form bullish crosses this time. So this is going to allow alts to keep relief rallying. But until we see Bitcoin recovering the 116 to 118k area, which is this previous double bottom neckline, we're technically not fully in the clear. But a reminder that at least in the immediate short term, which means the following days, now that 107k has been confirmed, we should expect higher. And that's exactly what we've got yesterday and today, until we find resistance, which could be as early as 112 up to 118k. The argument with, even though we've recovered the low, confirmed it as support, at the end of the day, it still made a lower low. So you could argue this move back up could be corrective, could be a trap. That's why I'm still calling it a relief rally on altcoins, because I need to see Bitcoin breaking structures once again, recovering the moving averages, forming bullish crosses, recovering the double bottom neckline that we find here to the left, sitting at 116 to 118k, we're just rounding up to. Why is that so important? Because this had generated a bullish target that failed to get met simply because the neckline didn't hold up as support on the retest. Holding it up would have meant continuation towards that target. So we're never going to see that target getting met unless this is recovered. And that is how Bitcoin and altcoins sort out the mess that they've created. That's only going to change once we see this recovered. Until that very moment, although I've jotted this path for you guys last Friday, and it's following exactly move for move, day by day, 7 days in a row. It's not technically the primary path. Remember, the primary path is technically with that new lower low down over here. It's meant to pump up into resistance. This is the earliest, this is the latest, and then roll over low. I'm going to be here to update it as it develops. I'm hoping for the bullish path. Of course, it's following it nicely at the moment. Let's see if it can continue to do so going into next week. Please do like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you wanted to learn my strategy, use the links down below. Take action on this 30% discount while it lasts until Friday the 7th of November. This can be applied to my Discord, ebook, or one-to-one mentorship plans. So check them out and I'll see you over there.